I grossed $17,273 during last month's produce season in trucking. And I took a week off. For y'all who are saying there's no money in trucking, shut the hell up. Before I get any calls from friends and family, let's rewind back to the key words that I used in the intro. I gross. That ain't the amount I kept. Produce season lasts about 6 to 8 weeks for real. This ain't every month. I personally truck in the Midwest to Southeast regions, so I only speak for those locations. And when the weather gets warm, Florida rates go crazy. Typically a load from Florida to Chicago gets you about $1,500 or so during the year. So a lot of us who want to get up north to get the money coming down, we look for loads coming out of Georgia or surrounding states. Florida year round is caca. But during produce season,
I don't think y'all are listening. I know y'all heard 17K, but I don't think you're listening.
I don't think you hear what I'm saying. Produce season in Florida, you're gonna average around 4K. Average 4K coming out of Florida. Now imagine your average coming down into Florida is around 3,500, 4K, 4,500 sometimes. Year round, you're doing like 4K down, 2 up maybe from Georgia or something. Maybe 3, maybe. Average 6 to 7K a week. But during produce season, you're getting like 3 to 4 down, 4 to 6 up. That's just 1. We try to get 3 at least a week. 3 loads a week. You're looking at 10 bands a week. If you lucky, if you pushing, you might get 10 a week. It really depends on what you're doing. There are truckers who love trucking and only truck. That means sleep, eat, truck. Sleep, eat, truck. Personally, that's not me. I'm not one of those truckers. I like to sleep, eat, truck, but I'm also gonna create content, work on music, write, plan, move, trying to do other things I don't want to do. Anyways, I digress. Like I said in previous videos, I'm an owner-operator with a truck note, and I have fixed weekly expenses through the company that I'm currently under authority with. Those expenses are $2K for the truck, or $1,977. Let's just say $2K. $385 cargo insurance, $250 trailer rental, $52 trailer insurance, and every 4 weeks I pay $175 for my ELD, $40 for my E-log, and $30 for my dash cam. I know, that's a whole nother conversation. And I'm paying $150 a week for an advance that I got for the repairs for my truck when I thought it was all done. You know, when I thought it was over. You could go back and watch that video. I really thought I was done. But I got an advance and I paid back $150 a week. All right, so May has 5 weeks. Let's break down each one and see how I got to 17K. So week 1, we got Columbus, Ohio to Pewaukee, Wisconsin. So clearly I'm up north at the beginning or at the end of April. So these 3 loads are the end of April, but I got paid on the 1st. So my first load was $1,100 just to get to Wisconsin. Now there's some money coming out of Wisconsin. $4,300 to bring me down to Daytona Beach. $4,300 to go down to Daytona Beach. Now normally on a normal week, not produce season, this is normal, $4,300. But what's not normal is the money coming out. Usually I would drive up to Georgia to get something out of Georgia. But since it's produce season, we went down to Fort Myers, or I went down to Fort Myers. $4,300 back up to Wisconsin. So what's that right there? $4,300, $1,100, $8,600, $9,700, almost 10 bands. $9,700. One of the things I forgot to mention with my weekly expenses is 15% that gets taken out of my gross. 12% is for dispatching, relationships that they have with the brokers. That's the whole get you gotcha with going under somebody else's authority. They gonna get something out of it. They ain't just gonna get your loads for nothing. And then 3% for factoring. So 15% a week. I probably added that in the editing. Whatever. So $9,700 first week minus $1,455 off top. $1,455 off top, and then followed by the weekly expenses that I already told you. So the total that I got was $4,730 week 1. All right, boom. So week 2, I go from Wisconsin to Florida, $3,800 normal, but $6,500. I've never seen a rate that high personally in my trucking career. I've been trucking since 2021. Obviously 2021 I was a rookie, so I'm getting rookie money. 2022 I was injured for a year. 2023 I'm back on the road, first time doing dry van, which was 65 cents a mile. So you know, I'll never see that, but as an owner operator you get to see the full rate con. This is the first time I got $6,500 for a load. When that load came in, I thought there was a mistake. I was like, hey Paul, $6,500? What we hauling? I'm sure there's loads that are higher, but this is the highest I've ever seen, and they were for some flowers. Mother's Day was approaching, so thank you to all the mothers out there. Now, I only see 2 loads here, so maybe I got held up at one of these receivers or shippers, which happens very often, and we're not compensated correctly. But that's another story for another video. So I grossed $10,300 week 2. They take their $1,500. After my other weekly expenses, I'm left with $5,700 for week 2. This is already a great month. Like, this is a great month. $5,700 on week 2. We roll. Let's go. Boom. Week 3. This is where I could have made more money this month, but it's time for me to go home. I've been on the road a little bit, and it's time for me to go home. When I do go home, I typically fly out of Chicago, so my last load has to bring me to Chicago. And if I'm flying out on a Friday, that means wherever I'm at Monday, probably the south, or no, I probably start off in the north. Where was I? Yeah, so I'm in Pennsylvania to start the week. So that means I got the opportunity to go down, takes 2 days, go up, takes 2 days, drop off Friday morning, fly out Friday night. But if I wasn't going home, after I dropped off, I would have picked up a 3rd load. Anyways, week 3 from PA to Florida, $1,900. Week, whatever. And then $3,800 from Immokalee, Florida to Chicago, Illinois. Again, $3,800. That's not normal in Florida. This is produce season, so we'll take it. After they take their $855 and I do my weekly expenses, this week was $1,825. These are the sacrifices, but it is what it is. I would rather be home than anywhere in the world. So as a trucker, you know, when you head home, you love being with the family, but you know in the back of your mind, there's money out there. I probably would have got another $4,000 load headed down. Anyways, I'm home for a week. Enjoying my time at home, and now it's time to get back on the road. So, boom, week 4. When I go home, like I said, I like to go home Friday night, and when I come back, I like to be back Friday morning. I've learned, because I get paid based off of what loads I take Monday through Sunday. If I want to spend the most time home but also make money that week, I need at least 1 load. That's why I come back Friday morning. Being that I have time for 1 load, I took a load from Illinois to Florida, Orlando, Florida at that. Parents stay in Central Florida, so when I do go to Orlando, I do my best to get to my parents. Get me a nice hot plate, nice hot shower. That load was $4,000. Company took $600 after my weekly expenses, and this is the week I was talking about. That 4th week with the ELD, E-Log, and dash cam, I'm left with $1,321. Oh, no. So this week was $1,300. Last week was $1,800. These 2 weeks really is what I could have made in one if I didn't go home. But this is the business. And last but not least, to close out the month of May, boom! $4,500 Florida.
$4,500.
Florida
To Illinois. Yeah. Damn, that truck was sliding. So I start off with $4,500. Load number 2, $3,700. Wisconsin to Deerfield Beach, Florida. Once again, I only see 2 loads on here, so I know I got held up somewhere. And if I don't get held up, no, it's always because I got held up. I was going to say it's my fault. But if it is ever my fault that I only get 2 loads, it's because I had to sleep. And that messed up a day, and if I had to sleep, that's because I was at a receiver way too long or a shipper way too long. And that's another thing I don't get. Hold on, let's take a quick moment, not to shout out our sponsors, but to start venting about some dispatchers and brokers. Not my dispatcher. Shout out to Paul, he understands. But regular company dispatchers and brokers nationwide. What do y'all think in your head when you have us picking up, or when y'all have us picking something up and you know we've been there for 8 hours and the delivery is in the morning and it's now 12 a.m. You understand distance, time, speed, right? There's no way I'm gonna get there. And the fact that detention rates are so low, there's nothing that shippers, customers, receivers, nobody compensates us for the time that we spend waiting for y'all to load this trailer, probably incorrectly at that. But the time it takes for y'all to load or unload, and then we miss out on loads because of y'all can never repay us the amount of money we were about to get. That's a complaint that will live the test of time, I believe. Because brokers ain't gonna be like,
oh man, they really held you up. Go ahead and take my cut. You deserve that, Brody.
And a customer will never be like,
what, they held him up? You know what? Give that driver another $2,000 since he missed out on a load.
No. All y'all expect us to do is...
Well, let us know if you can get there.
I need to sleep. What you thought? I was just sleeping? They think when we're getting held up, we're just in our truck sleeping. This is what brokers and customers, y'all be thinking us just be like, we just be, oh, let me drive and get there. Oh, let me sleep. Oh, you're done. All right, drop off. Okay, that's done. Nah, we like to sleep too. We need to use the bathroom and we eat. Besides those things, we have our own hobbies we like to do as well. And we're also planning. We want to get the out of this. A lot of us. I know I do. All this content I'm doing is to get out the truck. I don't want to do this. I do it because I want to go. And I like the freedom and the independence for sure. Anyways, let's get back to the list. So on the final week, I grossed $8,200. Now after the company takes their $1,200, my weekly expenses, and there's also the first quarter IFTA. Didn't see that coming, but that's just part of the game. There's 4 quarters in a year. You gotta pay your IFTA taxes for fuel in other states and stuff like that. You can look it up, or here you go. $247 off the top. Okay. So that week, I ended with $3,694. Now, I wish I could say I kept all of that. I really wish I could say that I kept $17,000, but I didn't. I really feel like I didn't leave with nothing, to be honest. After all my monthly bills, past due bills, like my $2,000 truck note that I wasn't able to pay the month before, but I'm gonna pay it this month, and truck insurance, credit card payments, groceries, gotta eat, repairs, savings, taxes, money for the family, they gotta eat too, and miscellaneous expenses like flashlights, bulbs, random things that you just always gotta get. I'm left with $1,571. Did I mention savings? I did save a little bit. I saved $1,000 and I kept $1,000. $1,500. Yes, man. $1,500 out of the 17 bandos. A band and a half. The Roots and a solo pianist. That's some witty shit. Come on. That's good. That boy good. And to think I get to even keep that is comedy because the first is on the way. It's not that there isn't money in trucking. Everything just costs more. Anybody who says there's no money in trucking is comparing it to the past. Of course, in 1975, you were rolling in dough. The house cost $1,000 and your car was $200. You was buying cereal for 50 cents. You got a whole year's worth of clothes for $2. I know, it wasn't that cheap, but it was way cheaper, and that ain't even something to argue. We all know. We all see it. We have the internet. But mind you, for my situation, I racked up a lot of debt getting into this business, so I'm constantly paying back. But guess what? Go ahead, guess what? Guess what?
Guess what?
Guess what? I'm almost done paying off my truck. Boy! Once I pay off that truck, I got a little bit of wiggle room, baby. Start my own authority. I'm considering it. As much as I want to get out, everything says stay in it. In hindsight, I wish I did that from the jump, but as they say, hindsight's 20/20, right? I made this video to prove that there is money in trucking, and if you're considering getting involved, you should. I highly suggest you do it. If you single, brother, of course women can get involved, but I'm talking to the men. If you single and you don't know what to do with your life and you have no kids, why don't you have a CDL? Bro, I be trying to get the homies in. There's homies that I see struggling, and I'm like, bro, get a CDL, dog. They be like,
bro, them trucks too big, bro. Oh, no, I can't stop smoking, bro. You mean I gotta stop smoking, bro? I ain't gotta stop smoking, bro.
Bro, this changed my entire life. I was just an artist out here struggling, living, loving life, making music, which I still want to do. But I was hurting, pockets empty. I'll always say, shout out to Rock, changed my life. This whole thing changed my life. Could change yours. If you got any questions, tap in with me. Leave a comment, email me, DM me. However you want to communicate, hit me up, bro. If you're trying to get in, hit me up. At least I can tell you what not to do, what to avoid. Or you can just watch my videos. I'm gonna tell you the truth. There's things you should not do before getting in this. When you first start getting into it, you don't have to do it my way. Please don't do it my way. I wouldn't do it my way if I went back in the past. Would have bought that truck cash. And if you already in the game, you know what it is. Keep trucking, my boy. Peace.